Here's another podcast from the Pod Bros Network.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Jean-Claude Van Damme cast, Sweden's top 6 favorite podcasts in film and TV.
Hell yeah, we did it.
Hell yeah, man. I get this email a couple weeks ago, and they're like, hey, congrats. You are in the top 10 on the, well, it's not iTunes anymore, but Apple's... Yeah, whatever.
It's not called iTunes anymore?
No, it's like Apple Music or something.
Ew.
So,
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, right? And they were like, hey, congrats. You are number 6 in Sweden. So for film and TV genre. So thank you to all the Swedes out there. We are trying to get our Swedish commercials ready for Jean-Claude Van Damme cast now. Jeff and John in studio. We are still on Jean-Claude Van Damme behind closed doors. This is episode 6. The title for it is 1.6. We just realized that the rest of the episodes for the 8-episode series, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. That's actually really much of a bummer. If you had to name this episode, what do you think you would name this one?
Ups and Downs?
Oh, that's a good one. I was going to say toilet humor. This one would have been toilet humor for me.
Down the tubes?
JCVD. Wow. JCVD is trying to fix the date of his match against Samrak. Then he hears bad news about the new Bloodsport movie. Frustrated, he suddenly reveals his innermost thoughts to the camera. This is kind of like a filler episode.
Yeah.
We discussed it. The more that we watched it, the more that it was just kind of like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that really sums up the episode. Honestly.
Yeah, there are a couple really funny moments.
Yeah, right? He's basically, they're in their Vancouver apartment still, and they're talking, and Van Damme just gets the bad news about the new Bloodsport remake, or whatever you want to call it, in Hollywood, and how they took him out of it. And he's like, what the hell? And everyone kept making these comparisons of, they're like, it's like Stallone out of Rambo, or as someone else said, it's like having a Rocky movie without Rocky, and... Well, they kind of did have a Rocky movie without Rocky.
They did, too.
But Rocky was still in it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was really weird. And if you've been following along with us, we found out that ended up turning into Lady Blood Fight.
Yep. Which was actually an enjoyable movie.
Yeah. It was goofy because of like some of the Jedi ghosts and whatnot they had, but it was still a fun movie. We still enjoyed it. So, got to give it credit where it's due, but it's no Van Damme Bloodsport at all.
It really, he was sorely lacking from that film.
Yeah. And also this fight with Samrak is going on, in which I was like, what happened to that fight?
Mm-hmm.
There was never really a good answer, and there's still not a good answer, but
some clues.
I'm looking at a 2014 article from Fightland, which is a part of Vice.
Don't hold that against us. In between 2 articles on eating ass. And
yeah, exactly. And
which bong to pick for Wednesday.
So yeah, it's titled "The Night Van Damme was nearly thrown out of the Lupini Stadium," and that's basically the famous Muay Thai stadium.
Okay.
Where so many matches have gone down, and it ended up closing recently, and it's just because they built a new one. I mean, recently, I guess 5 years ago, so that's not
that's
that
recent for me.
Yeah,
man.
right. It's recent when you get older. And somehow, some way, Van Damme's in the crowd the night where the guy he was supposed to fight against is fighting a match for like $100,000 American dollars. There's a bet on the line for this between these two camps. And Van Damme sees that this dude that he's supposed to fight eventually is losing this fight, so he jumps into the ring to corner this dude, like helping him out. And like everyone there is like, what the fuck are you doing? Because he's going against all the rules. He almost gets the guy disqualified because Van Damme just showed up to be his corner man for no reason. You're only allowed 2 cornermen in the ring, and they have to be wearing the proper vests, and Van Damme just is being Van Damme.
Oh man.
So he basically almost gets him disqualified, and luckily everyone was all right, but the gamblers were pretty pissed about this whole situation.
It's only $100,000.
Yeah, I know, right? And I think he might have lost. I don't know. Sunlock was so exhausted that no amount of fanning was going to revive him sufficiently to go out and claim the knockdown. He probably needed to erode Jomhad's lead on the scorecards, but he did go on to win the money back and more in a rematch a few months later, which had a 6 million baht side bet riding on it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man. So JCVD's antics had no real impact on the outcome of the fight, but the sight of the famous movie star frantically fanning Sunlock with a stolen towel while the referee pleaded with him to leave the ring and the Lupini crowd roared its disapproval is one that will linger long in the memory of everyone who was in the famous old stadium that night.
I can imagine.
That's hilarious. So yeah, we found out Van Damme had to postpone the fight originally because of Expendables 2. He got the offer to do it, and he said basically it was too good of a deal to pass up. So,
that makes a lot of sense.
And then, here we are now. No fight ever. So,
yeah.
We're pretty certain. But this, not just getting off on a tangent, this episode talks about that fight a lot more.
Yeah.
And his wife sees the hype video for it, and she swears. Like, she's like, you know me, I don't ever swear. She's like, you need to have your coach come here and watch this, and you need to start training now. And you could see the look of terror on her face.
Yep. He did look scary.
Rightfully so. So all that happens. Then Van Damme gets the news about the Bloodsport thing. He flips out. He has a moment, and then he lets us all know.
15-minute emotional outburst. Yeah.
Yes, that was the best way to put it. And he talks about a dog and a parrot that he had that died from like heartbreak when he left to go do this stuff.
Aww.
Yeah, man, and he hates himself for doing what he did to Gladys and the kids back in the day. And he really has an emotional outburst. And even though she's been really nice to him about all this stuff before, and so kind of crazy. And then he talks about he gets a kind of a road rage incident too.
Yeah,
some guy cuts him off and flips him off, and Van Damme's like, he told me to stick it up my ass, and that was the funniest way I've ever heard anyone explain the bird to someone. I was like, what? And, he just won't let it go. And Gladys is like, come on, JC.
Yeah, that was a good 10-ish minutes,
man. Dude, it was. They really didn't know what to do with this episode. I feel like. They're like, let's just
keep going. Keep rolling.
Yeah, just keep rolling. Yep. Probably wanted to use it for a deleted scene thing, but they're like, we can make a whole episode out of this. Let's just do it.
I'm wondering how the other episodes are going to shape up in comparison.
Know, right? Yeah, so this is episode 6, and we have 2 more episodes, so who knows?
I kind of feel like, they started with their best foot forward, and they really haven't had anything as strong since then.
Yeah, right.
Although they've all been very enjoyable.
Oh, yeah, man, the Attila one was pretty funny because he punched him, and then they kicked the poor dude in the teeth, and the other one, too. So we also, speaking of Van Damme beating up people, we also find out a little bit more information on Eagle Path, aka soldiers, aka full love or something, aka Frenchie, aka whatever. In which it's the Van Damme's movie that he put his own money behind that just never got made, and we find out that it's supposed to be kind of like a climate change inspired movie. But if you look at the trailer, you don't get that message at all.
No, I feel like this movie's been through a lot of changes, and not just the title.
Yep, and he said a couple things from it. He mentioned that the test audience that saw it originally said they really liked it up until the end, and they're like, we just don't get the ending. So they had to recut the ending. And then on top of that, he's like, don't ever spend your own money on making a film. He's like, an actor should not spend his own money on making his own film. And I was like, oh, interesting.
It's probably good advice.
He did. He spent a lot of money on it, man. If I recall, it was either like $1 million or $3 million or something out of his own pocket to make this thing. And we still haven't seen it. We still have not seen it yet.
It just shows how good it's going to be. I mean, they've been making it for so long. It's like the Duke Nukem Forever of movies.
Chinese Democracy. I was going to say the same thing. It's gonna go up there with those things. But yeah, Van Damme, they talk about that, and then they kind of end the episode where he meets up with Sheldon Littich, the original writer for Bloodsport and a lot of his other movies as well. And they have a nice, fun little party get together. That was really nice.
It was.
Bianca, I think, farts in the car.
Yep.
Or at least she gets the blame for it. Then Van Damme pulls Sheldon Littich and he's like, hey, come smell the car. And he's like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? And by that time, like, the whole thing's aired out.
Yeah.
Because, like,
everyone
every
was
door
out of
is
the
open.
car. It was 20 minutes ago.
Man. And Van Damme throughout this whole episode is just making fart and poop jokes. That's the bathroom where I go poo poo in. And it's funny how he says fart too.
Yep.
Did you fart?
Who fart?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, man. So yeah, it was. That's kind of how it ended.
Yep.
So that was the episode. That's episode 6. I mean, it seriously is. We sat and we kind of, besides certain points in it where we were like, oh, we got to listen for this.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of sat and talked during it because it just didn't grab us as much as the other episodes have. And I mean,
no, there's a lot of B-real stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really.
This was what I was expecting when I first started watching this.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
yeah.
Typical.
You kind of thought it was going to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm seeing like on his actor thing, Ultra Tune with Jean-Claude Van Damme from 2017. I don't recall a Ultra Tune thing with him, but maybe there was a short skit or something.
Huh.
I don't know. But yeah, I was trying to look at what Full Love. That's it. I'm wondering if this will ever get released.
I'd be sad if it didn't.
I know we talked about it probably last year or so. Where they kept just saying,
coming
it's
soon,
gonna get released, and it just never did. But yeah, what were some of your highlights of this episode? Was there anything in it that I forgot to mention that you wanted to bring up?
Oh, there was the part where his wife, he was showing pictures of her.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, yeah, please. Go ahead, tell us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was showing modeling pictures of her when she was a fitness model, and she was looking very 80s hot. And he had mentioned one specific one where he's like, oh, I used to masturbate to this picture. She's like, you can't say that. Yeah.
JC, you can't say that. He's like, why not? He's like, because the rest of the world's going to know. So what? Let them know. And then she's like, the kids are going to know. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Probably my favorite moment of the episode.
Yeah, that was the best part of the episode. He's like tracing the lines of her figure, and he's like, oh, and it's like almost fingering it.
Yeah,
like he's touching the legs on it, like doing but it looks like he's almost fingering the photo.
Yeah, he's definitely finger banging the photo.
Yeah, man, it's pretty funny. It's
She did look great, though. I can't blame him.
Yeah, exactly. She was in tip-top shape.
Hell yeah.
Seriously, man. So, yeah, definitely. I want to say thank you to all of Sweden.
Yes.
For making us in the top 10.
We love you too.
Yeah.
The top 6.
Yeah, right. That's what we said. We were like the top 6 now because that's the greater.
It's a larger number than 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more important.
Mm-hmm. It's a better measurement. So yeah, thank you. Just in general, I know a sister show that I'm a part of on the network, I'm Thirsty, recently at the same time made a top best alcohol podcast.
Really?
Yeah, man. So I was pretty happy about
Look
that.
at you go.
I know.
Just
when
a
it
magic
rains,
man.
it pours. Right? That was a blog on FeedSpot called us one of the best alcoholic podcasts.
Look at you go.
I know, right? Something to be proud of, right? So yeah, shout outs to FeedSpot for doing that. That was pretty nice. So yeah, that's it. Gosh, I'm sorry. Here comes all the shilling for please support us. Patreon.com/podbros. Super secret episode up over there. Thank you all that already donate. We truly appreciate it. Well, while I'm at it, what's something that you would like to see to help us out? And I'm not like begging and pleading for your money, but I am in a way, right? Because making these lists is really great, but it doesn't pay the bills. And that's our biggest thing, is to try to make all of this pay for itself. In order to do that, if you do your shopping on Amazon, please consider using our link. Go to podbros.com. It's right there on the right-hand side. Just click it. Doesn't cost you anything. Bookmark that. And you give us a little bit of a kickback when you do your shopping on there. We also have shirts up on tee.pub/lic/podbros.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of different t-shirts up on there. I think I made mention I designed a t-shirt. I did. I made mention I designed a t-shirt that it pays homage to Kickboxer.
Yeah.
But it won't let me it'll upload it right now because
The
it's
measurements?
only,
Yeah.
yeah. They kept saying, but it's totally wrong. The measurement, I don't know what happened. So I gotta try to do that all over again and then figure it out. But it's weird. It'll let me do it if it has a white background on it, but it won't let me do it with the clear background.
Yuck.
PNG. So I know, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm really hoping to get up on there because it's like, even though it's not, I mean, just hopefully it gets up there soon. Let me just put it that way. It's not like this beautiful design, but
I
if you
think
see
it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you see it, you'll know exactly what it is. So I think you'll enjoy it nonetheless. Also, let's see. Gosh, what else? I totally lost track. Amazon, Patreon, and TeePublic. I did them all. Okay, I know we had the Amazon shop. We have our own Amazon shop as well.
Hell yeah.
Which kind of has the same cadence to the song. I gotta kind of change it up, but like, if you hate your job and your boss is a jerk, just go to amazon.com/shop/podbrosnetwork.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, we have a few different lists up there as well. Where buy for your geek in your life. Buy for the other geek in your life. I don't know. There's a couple different lists that we've made for shopping ideas too. So that just helps us out. Amazon's been great to us, and I can't say enough good things about them. One last thing too, and they didn't even ask about this. They emailed me because, we're in top 6 of Sweden. This is how popular we are. Lucy from White Cedar Naturals emailed me, and she was just like, hey, would you like to try some of our CBD products? And I thought, well, sure, why not? I'll give them, and this is in no way, they didn't ask me to plug this or anything like that. I'm like legitimately just giving them a shout out because I thought that was pretty sweet that they're like, hey, do you want to try this out and let us know how it is? So yeah, White Cedar CBD oil. I feel like it's a Joe Rogan Experience podcast now, but I swear I've been doing it for a week now. And
for those who don't know, what exactly is CBD oil?
So it's supposed to help with joint and it's a joint and muscle pain that you have, kind of like arthritic. It's basically the extract from hemp and in this case it's the extract from hemp. But like I know marijuana gets associated with it as well, and it's like it doesn't get you high, but it has those same benefits. They kind of like think about almost like a natural pain relief, and so this kind of helps with your anxiety, joints, or if you're tired at night but you're just not getting good rest. So you take a syringe full of it, and that's supposed to help. And they said you won't feel the effects for it in the first day or so, but you keep feeling it. And I gotta say, I have noticed a difference just from day 1 versus day 5 now. I think I've been taking it, so I like it. I gotta give them a proper shout out and a thank you. Like I said, they didn't ask us to do this. They didn't say, hey, can you please advertise or anything like that for us. It was just legitimately like, they're like, hey, we're trying to get our product out there, and if you like it, let us know. But I figured, what a better way. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's cheap because it's not a cheap product either. It's $35 and you get a vial of it. It's like a decent price, or a decent size, but also, $35 can run you a little bit. That's a bill for some people. That's, it's not, but yeah, if you have the extra income and you've been wondering about CBD oil, I say give it a try. So yeah, big thank you to them too, just in general. And like I said, that's not like an endorsement or anything. That's a legitimate just thank you. So figured I'd give them a platform to say thanks on, and maybe others out there who had been questioning it or something like, I don't know how I like it or not. And it might work for you, it might not. I don't know. I don't know what all the science is behind it, but I tell you, man, I've taken it. I'll say this. I think I'm getting better sleep at night because I'm having some weird dreams. So, so yeah, I mean, usually I'm tossing and turning, and I'm not really tossing and turning recently. So
wow,
I'll give it that. Yeah, man. So is it the oil? I don't know what it is, but I mean, to me, that's what it is right now. So check them out. Okay. That's now that we're done with the Jean-Claude Rogan Experience. Thank you all for listening so much. Man, check out the episode if you can. And we'll be doing episodes 7 and 8 hereafter, and then we'll be doing We Die Young, which is out right now in select theaters and maybe on demand right now.
I think, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very excited for that one as well. It's been getting positive reviews, actually. So
Sweet.
Yeah. Like, I think IMDb had it at like 8.7 the last time I checked.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure the more and more people see it, the less and less it's going to go
that's how it
down.
always
But
is.
that's pleasantly surprising for
Hell
a
yeah.
Van Damme film. So definitely can't wait to review that. All right, I am John.
And I am Jeff.
You've been listening to another episode of the Jean-Claude Van Damme Cast. Jeff, that's where I go poop.